Hey everyone, welcome back. This is Lucid. We're going to jump back into our game with Late Age Ulm. It's turn 79 in The Sound and the Fury. And let's see what happened this turn. So, a message from Utgard. I think I had sent him a message. I didn't show it. Because there hasn't been that much diplomacy really this game. But I think I had sent him a message last turn saying, holy crap, you're doing an amazing job fighting off everybody with hardly anything. Once you get as small as he is, it's really hard to mount an effective defense, but he's doing just an amazing job. And he says, thanks, Dominions is a smallish community, and you're going to lose more games than you win. So the way you go out is pretty important. In another game, I was close to two players I've played with before. The first player fought to the bitter end, and it took me forever to finish him off. The second player gave up and went AI after losing a few battles, making it easy for whoever invaded him. So I was much more inclined to go to war with the second player. I try to never go AI, and use everything I got to fight to the bitter end. Mostly to make my killer regret attacking me, but also to get a reputation, and once in a while, something happens and you can make a comeback. So this actually is a really good point. First of all, it's an awesome attitude to have, but I think I definitely do this. Like, I'll fight to the bitter end, too. So if somebody attacks me and I have no chance of winning, I just end up making, like, a little mini-game objective where the whole goal of the game now is to make sure the person who attacked me gets wrecked. And I've done that a couple times, and it's kind of funny, actually. But yeah. Okay, so, back to the game. We empower our Astral Guy in Death, and that is so that he can cast Twiceborn. And it's a bit of an extreme measure to go to, but it's worth it if you're putting up Arcane Nexus. The other thing we're doing, and we should have done this a long time ago, guys, like a way long time ago, but we're doing it in part because we're going to be done with Alteration, is we're making Bloodstones. And I had empowered this guy in Blood, and I can now make Bloodstones. I probably need to empower another guy in Blood, and the reason for that will be when I get to Blood 9. I would like to have some troops that don't suck, and these guys are actually very efficient if you can start producing them. So this will probably be one of my main sources for frontline troops. The only problem with casting this is, like, I could have this or a vampire. And in a normal game, I think I would be inclined to make more vampires. Sorry, but in this game, Lemuria is putting up Firestorm every freaking battle, and so is Abyssia, and so having Demon Knights, which are immune to fire, will probably be very helpful. So, oh, I'm sorry. So yeah, we're gonna probably go after that. Sorry, 1 second, I gotta turn my messenger off. Yeah, so that will be important. So anyway, this guy for the moment is going to be crafting Bloodstones, and then I'm probably going to empower one other guy, and then he will be on Infernal Crusade business. I'm not sure. I mean, these would be nice to have too, and I could make this pretty easily actually, because I have these Air 2 mages, which the nation doesn't get, but I have them from this site. So that is another option. I think we might do that too. The only problem, these guys... 1 second, let me check on their stats. Yeah, so I just checked the stats, and Storm Demons have 20 HP and 5 protection. So against Flames from the Sky, they'll probably live. There's a good chance they'll live. But, you know, they may not. So I think if there's a really bad dice roll, they could potentially die, because I think there's a dice roll on the damage they take. And then they're going to be getting super afflicted every time it gets cast, but that may be okay. You know, we're not interested in like long-term health of these guys, but it could be that the Storm Demons are going to be better to use against Lemuria, who is making sure to drop whatchamacallit, Army of Gold every fight. So it's going to be really hard for him to get shock resistance on his guys. So these Storm Demons will come in and wreck them. So we'll make sure to do this on turn 81, which we're getting to in a minute. Back to the message log. Fire Imps, Mind Hunt. Okay, we killed somebody. I think there was a commander here that we murdered. Send Horus Auspex. Okay, we found a copper idol. Let's see what that is. So that's cool. So our wind income, our air income's actually not horrible now. And I think that's it. So we found a magic site here, Kelp Fortress. Uh-oh. So this was here in the water. We just had this guy's site search, and he found a fort, which is interesting because I wasn't exactly planning on holding this. But I guess we're going to keep it now. So I need to go ahead and get the rest of the lake. We found a magic site here, a pentagram. I forget what this is. This is not a... Okay, boosts blood rituals by 2. Which could be kind of cool to have Infernal Disease casters here. They could kind of do it almost anywhere. Or Horror Spam. So kind of cool. I guess I could move some guys there. Yeah, I probably should. Or maybe we'll just recruit a few of these guys. Anyway. The horror battles, we wipe out a province. Wait, how the hell do we lose this? This is ridiculous. Oh. I guess that's kind of a lot of horrors, isn't it? And they go in like one at a time, huh? Yeah, you would normally be able to kill this much PD with 2 horror castings, so that was a bit unfortunate. Okay, and then we attack there and win. Yeah, okay. Kelp Fortress, okay, so I think we've covered the events now. Blood Economy still going, and then another guy gets transformed into a horror, kind of comical. Okay, we got a pretty good battle here. We'll watch this. So Utgard's attacking me. If you recall, last turn we killed his god, and we're camped out on top of this fort. And he's bringing in another squad. This time with a handful of ghosts, and you can summon these en masse with Conjuration, and they're pretty solid units, especially if you're able to buff their protection, which kind of sucks by default. And they have fear too, so they're probably going to make my my wolves rout. But yeah, this is enough to trigger gym usage, etc. But they are going to get chewed up by mages, which kind of is how that works. And yeah, our wolves made it to the back and I think killed all of their mage core. And so now these guys are running. Okay, and so passes that army. I mean, I don't know exactly what he was thinking would happen here, but it didn't really work. Maybe he was thinking it would just be my army of Solus, but yeah, there were reinforcements. And down here, we kill some more raiders. This is basically just him running some raiders into a black priest plus a good bit of PD. And he probably would have won if it wasn't for the Black Priest, but I had him there, so he didn't. We sacrificed that guy to Erythra. We're not really attacking, we're just getting rid of a mad dude. You don't really want to keep these insane guys in your kingdom. They can destroy temples and labs and stuff, so you don't want to do that. Here we've got... basically we crush a bunch of Lemurian dudes. Oh, let's see. I think... Okay, yeah, I think this actually... If you recall, up here I was shuffling guys around I'd been raiding, and I actually pulled all my vampires to one province, expecting a counter raid. And I guessed right. So I guessed he was going to counter raid this province, and he did. And so I moved a bunch of guys here, and we're going to kill all of these guys. And I didn't have any slaves, so basically I just set them to summon skeletons. And while it's not super effective against Lemuria, it's effective enough. If you have enough numbers. So... where was that? Nope. Okay, well, that was way up here. No? That was this battle in the Forbidden Forest. So anyway, that was effective. And the... You know, killing... If you kill this many dudes, I mean, not this many, but this plus all the other I'm killing from Lemuria every turn, you're gradually going to wear down their supply of ghosts. And of course they'll continue to get more, but it does make a big difference. Because you can run out. Unfortunately, we get wrecked here by Utgard. Let's just see how this goes, because I think this is one of his little efficient... So if you want to play Utgard, take notes. Let's just watch the script here real close. So he has a slave, 2 slaves and a master here, and a master. This is not like a random placing, this is intentional. Okay, this dude, the master in this group, casts Growth, or Enlarge, which is going to make these guys bigger. So it's going to make their HP bigger, right, because it went from 9 to 12. This is going to double the amount of regeneration they get, because now all of the slaves have regeneration, and so they're now going to regenerate 2 hit points a second, rather than 1 if they didn't cast Enlarge. Also, his spacing here, I think... Actually, I don't know the range Larch has, but anyway. And now they just Horde of Skeletons, so anyway, if you want to play Utgard, that is a good script to have in your back pocket. So I think he just out-skele-spams me, and I lose that. Okay, here we go. Big battle. Okay, so we have a bunch of Grand Lemurs coming out, and we have our little communion we prepared. Now, I think I have Life for Life set up on a lot of these guys, so we'll see what happens. Okay, sorry about that. I had to check something. So he's got Soul Slay coming out. That's a bit annoying. Fortunately, I think we got anti-magic off in time, so we're not immune to it, but we're pretty resistant. Okay, we're casting skeletons here. What happened? Okay, there goes Life for a Life. And I'm not quite sure who we targeted. Let's... Okay, what's going on back here, guys? But, so I think Life for Life got one or two of them, but we're gonna have to go back and watch. I think my guys are on advance and cast spells. He's also casting control. Okay, we're casting control undead. I don't know who we're targeting, but. Okay, if we get hit by nether darts too, it makes our guys go feeble-minded, which is not something we're terribly excited about happening. So our vampires are basically behind a wave of undead casting Wither Bones, which actually is causing... Actually, I think some of these guys are casting Wither Bones too. Yeah, these guys are casting it, so that's why some of my guys are popping. I'm not sure where my Wither Bones, because some of my guys are, like, he just cast Wither Bones, I'm not sure where he targeted. Okay, but we are targeting down his immortals. I wonder if they have gear on them. Oh, this guy has some gear. I think he got that off of me, actually. This guy has gear. No. Yeah, we would totally love to steal one of these. They could cast Control Dead if they wanted, but they're not. Okay, so that was a really good battle for us too. I mean, his guys aren't gonna stay dead for that long, but it's nice to send them back to the spawn point. Where was that? Here? Yeah, so we killed 8 out of 9, which is pretty damn good. I don't know, Itimu might have had gear on him too. We could go back and check, but... we kind of... Actually, let's go back and check that real quick. I want to see who Life for Life targeted too, because I don't think it really worked. Okay, so we're gonna look for people popping over here. Okay, so Life for Life is about to go off. Okay, it killed somebody here, right in front of the... Let's just check F1. I think we're about through our Life for Life script. Okay, yeah, we killed one of them. So Life for Life did target a Grand Lemur. I'm gonna skip forward a few. Okay, so let's see how many... Okay, it only targeted one. So all our Life for Life castings got rid of one guy. Yeah. So I don't know if that's really worth it at the moment. Yeah, I'm not sure. And my Life for Life casters were positioned a little farther forward, which shouldn't really matter. It's a long-range spell, but sometimes Even long-range 100 precision spells can miss by 1 square if you put them in the far back. Okay, anyway, can't ask for much more there. Yeah, we don't raid this. I guess the Hars didn't take it, so yeah. Hars don't take this, so we don't take that. Unfortunately, we died to these raiders. So Lemuria actually has a ton of this chaff. It feels like they're getting more of them than I had, but I would organize them, I guess, into bigger armies and lose them. He's not really doing that as much. His armies are much smaller with more mage support than the ones that I use. I usually do big armies and try to fatigue them out, but I don't have like 10 or 15 mages in each one. So he may actually have a better plan because it gives him more chaff for raiding. Okay, that was this battle, and then... Oh, that's kind of funny. He gets attacked by Bogaris, or by Bogus. You know, I kind of wonder what this is from. I wonder if this is like a D&D party the game devs have that, you know, like, oh, the so-and-so was always the... There was like a bunch of trolls, and one was the archer, one was the raider. They put it into the game. You never know, but anyway. Okay. So I think that's it for the events, and I think we're going to just make this a double episode, and I'm going to go ahead and pull up... Well, no, we'll talk about the next turn. I kind of want to do another turn here. So, zooming out, this was where we had that really good battle, and we killed a bunch of dudes. And that was really important because he was moving in a big mage corps, probably to fight with all of these undead that he moved here. And those guys were probably headed to take me out in Mictlan. So knocking them off here proves to be very good. Probably means I can take Mictlan. I think these guys can still move this turn. What we're going to try to do to disrupt that is we're going to be throwing a lot of horrors at this province and then attack. I don't think we're actually attacking it with the scout, but we're going to throw a lot of horrors here, and hopefully that will cut off the efficient move path here, and these guys, if he had them attacking me, they won't be able to. Because while I, on one hand, would like to fight all these guys and potentially kill them, I would much rather not fight them and just take this fort. So we will be selecting that option. We're going to be moving all these guys here just in case, and they will be set up to join in all of these shenanigans. As part of this, we're going to be pulling out Soul Drain from this guy, along with a bunch of other stuff, Life After Death. Yeah, this guy's going to be Power of the Spheres, Soul Drain, Life After Death. He would not normally be able to cast it. I think I also... Do I have Light of the Northern Spheres going up? I think I do somewhere. Oh, he's going to be a communion master too, so he'll definitely have the paths. Sorry. That'll definitely work. And yeah, we're just going to go in. If we look at it, we've got... here's our formation, a lot of guys in front. These are the vampires I'm pulling in from another province. I didn't really manage to integrate them into the overall formation, but it's a bunch of communion slaves up at the front. And then some of these guys are just casting spells. Some of them are joining the communion. Like this guy's probably joining the communion. Doing Earth Power, Iron Skin, Temper Flesh. Some of these guys I was a little lazy for and didn't script. That was probably not smart. And probably I could have given them an Earth Gem too. Yeah, some of that's not really great. Also, these guys, usually you want to take the Soulless, anybody that's Soulless, and make them a Master. That way they won't die on their first death. Slaves tend to lose their first form, and will, if you have Life After Death, will stick around, so I like to turn these guys into masters afterwards, after they convert. Anyway, that is that for that part. Down here, we see Utgard now has amassed this big army in his capital. And I have a feeling that's coming for me, and I kind of want to fight it, but I kind of don't. So we're actually going to move these guys off. Yeah, we're going to get out of dodge, get off of this, and we're going to go back on and try to siege it, but I just... Like, I'm out of gems and other things, and I don't have, like, my little scout with gems here. Like, we didn't have enough nature gems to give this guy the full thing. And also, I've got one turn left till Alt 9, and I would rather fight this battle with Alteration 9. So we'll come back out and fight it, but just not this turn. So we're getting out of dodge over here. We're expecting Lemuria to probably raid us here in the ocean, so we're sending this guy in. Hopefully he catches him. Don't know what's happening here. Erythra's got a big army, hoping maybe they pick a fight. I don't know what happened to the big Abyssian army. Abyssia had a big Doomstack over here. I don't know where it is. I don't see anything that likely would have killed it. But I probably should ask Erythra, or however you say that, in a minute. The other thing is a lot of my forts are having... I haven't really talked about this yet, but a lot of them are having some supply issues. Like, let's see if this is one of them. Yeah, like this one's starving, so I really need to... I'm getting a lot of the taking dudes out, because I think I had let wolves build up too much. So we got to get these guys out of dodge. I'm going to start using the wolves in the siege in various sieges, but like here we're very close to starving. I've got bags of wine on some of the guys just to keep from starving. Yeah, so this is one of the problems with Thrallshaft, but hey, it's a problem I will very happily take. We can of course send the Thralls off to be in the front line since they're much better frontline chaff than wolves. Largely because they do more damage. Wolves have an 11 damage slash attack, whereas these guys have a 16 damage pierce attack. They may have better... yeah, wolves have higher attack, though. These guys have pretty low attack. So... anyway, but if they can't get through somebody's protection, it doesn't matter how good their attack is. So giving these guys Rush of Strength, Pierce, the fact that it gets rid of 20% of enemy armor, will allow us to get through Army of Gold much, much better than wolves. So anyway, they will be getting used in our front line, especially now that we have Alteration coming up, or Alteration 9 coming up very soon. Okay, so we lost a little raiding party here. We won... Wait, which battle was this? So I think his big armies, or one of his big armies is in here. We're going to... I think we're positioned... Not everybody has slaves because they're not all coming from provinces where they have access to a lab. But I tried to have, like, this guy, he's in the middle, and he's got a bunch of slaves, so it should give slaves to everybody near him. And basically we've got a communion set up where we're going to be doing... But see, like... Yeah, I don't think I get anti-magic up. Oh no, this guy's doing anti-magic, but very late in the script. It's kind of dangerous. Yeah, I don't know why you would do Astral Shield before anti-magic, but anyway, I'm an idiot and do that. Yeah, basically it's Horde of Skeletons and then Life for Life. So the idea, I think, is that he's probably not going to be patrolling, and I'm going to kill whoever's kind of on top, but we'll see. Yeah, probably a hint that there's more Grand Lemurs than Banes, that this is going to be a little tricky. But that's the plan. We want to just continue our little raiding operations on top of here, and, yeah, bust open that. Meanwhile, we are continuing to cast Infernal Disease. We're continuing to build Blood Boosters. This guy's making an Armor of Souls. We probably need to make some more of the Brazen Vessels. because we want to get out more infernal diseases, and we're also going to need these blood boosters for basically for these guys. To get these guys all the way up where they can cast this business here, they're going to need to be blood 5. That's going to be actually pretty tricky. They're going to need this plus this plus this, the dagger, this, and then this booster. And then they're going to need another one, or I think what's going to be cheaper is to empower them again. So I'm going to probably have to go ahead and empower one of these guys yet again. And I think that's it. So I think that's it for this turn. Thank you all for watching. Next turn we'll have Alt 9, and then we will really try to kick it into high gear and win some big battles against Lemuria. So thank you all. Tune in next time. See some armies of gold come up. And yeah, bye.